Everybody vibes with the all-new Camry. A standard 225-horsepower engine and an available sport-tuned suspension provide the power and agility to take you anywhere. And to do it in style. With available features like the two-tone midnight black metallic roof, color-matched sport grille, panoramic glass roof, and cockpit red leather trimmed interior, the Camry has never looked better. And because every all-new Camry is a hybrid, it delivers up to an EPA-estimated 51 miles per gallon combined. Whatever your vibe, it's a Camry vibe. Learn more at toyota.com/Camry. Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month, we're talking about adversaries, women who fought for their place in history, whether they fought to get to the top of their sport, against how society perceived them, or fought with each other to be champions. We're talking about women who broke barriers and sometimes did seemingly impossible or unspeakable things to carve out their place in history. This episode of Womanica is brought to you by the all-new Toyota Camry. A hooded figure in an electric blue robe jumps over the ropes and into a boxing ring. As soon as she's inside, she pulls off her hood. The crowd goes wild. She hops around the ring with her arms raised, blowing kisses to the crowd. The first round bell rings out. The woman in blue lands a right hook, pow, and then a left hook on her opponent's chin. Her opponent crumples to the floor. In a matter of seconds, the woman in blue has scored one of the quickest knockouts in boxing history. Please welcome Marcela La Tigresa Acuña, the Argentine featherweight champ. Marcela Eliana Acuña was born on October 16, 1976, in Formosa, Argentina. When Marcela was 6 years old, her mother put her in Spanish dance classes. She wanted Marcela to be a tango dancer. At the time, Argentine society was defined by traditional gender roles. Men embraced the machismo culture. Women were expected to be reserved and feminine. Men did sports, while women took part in more cultural activities. So dancing was an acceptable career for a woman. But Marcela only liked the dress-up aspect. She loved the hair, makeup, and the dresses, but could care less about the choreography. She was more interested in boxing. At 7 years old, Marcela was taken to a boxing gym by her brother. But because boxing wasn't considered a woman's sport, Marcela could only study martial arts. She started training under Ramon Chaparro. The two would marry many years later. By the age of 12, Marcela had earned a black belt. 2 years later, she became South America's karate champion in her division. She defended this title 16 times. Her trainer and later husband gave her the nickname La Tigresa because of how aggressive she was in the ring. Her style of fighting looked like she was always hunting down prey. In 1995, Marcela retired from martial arts to give birth and raise her son. When she returned to the ring, she was adamant about boxing. For money. On December 5, 1997, Marcela made her professional boxing debut at Florida's Pompano Beach Amphitheater. She faced the well-seasoned American, Christy Martin. Although Marcela went down in the 10th round, she put on quite the performance. Fans and critics were impressed by her first professional fight. In the fall of 1998, Marcela fought her second professional match at the Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut. She was up against the formidable Lucia Riker. At the time, their meeting in the ring was seen as the most exciting matchup in women's boxing. The winner of this fight would earn the International Boxing Organization's super lightweight title. Marcela held her own and landed a few tough hits. But Lucia got in her groove and knocked Marcela out in 5 rounds. Despite starting her career with 2 losses, Marcela had made a name for herself in the sport. Then Marcela took a 2.5-year hiatus from professional boxing. When she came back in 2001, women's boxing was an approved sport in Argentina. and Marcela was the first woman to receive a boxing license to fight in the country. She made her comeback on April 28, 2001 at Argentina's Boxing Federation Stadium. It was the first sanctioned professional women's boxing match in the country. Marcela was up against her rival, Jamelia Lawrence. And at 24 years old, Marcela won her first professional fight. 2 months later, she got the first knockout of her career against Andrea Pereira. Commentators complimented Marcela's movement and the force behind her punches, but they also criticized her. They said she could be too predictable and only threw the same 1-2 combinations. Marcela responded to this criticism by knocking out Andrea Pereira in 5 rounds in a rematch a month later. She kept this momentum going into her next fight and scored a knockout in the second round. In 2003, Marcela became the first Argentine woman to win the world title in the super bantamweight category for the Women's International Boxing Association. 3 years later, she won the inaugural World Boxing Association super bantamweight title. Because of Marcela, boxing became a popular sport for Argentine women. With 8 and counting, Argentina has more women world champions than any other country. Marcela has said, "Boxing is a great passion for me, something that marked my life. Maybe if it hadn't been so hard for me, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did. Many people ask me why I keep suffering with training, but for me, this is being alive. I enjoy it very much." Marcela continues to fight today, but not nearly as often as she used to. And when she's not competing, Marcela still stays involved with the sport. She wants to give back what it has given to her. In an interview, she said, "I had many encounters with several journalists as well. Some have passed away, some are still around. But over time, I demonstrated to all of them that women's boxing was born to stay in Argentina." All month, we're talking about Adversaries. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow. Everybody vibes with the all-new Camry. A standard 225 horsepower engine and an available sport-tuned suspension provide the power and agility to take you anywhere. And to do it in style. With available features like the two-tone midnight black metallic roof, color-matched sport grille, panoramic glass roof, and cockpit red leather trimmed interior, the Camry has never looked better. And because every all-new Camry is a hybrid, it delivers up to an EPA estimated 51 miles per gallon combined. Whatever your vibe, it's a Camry vibe. Learn more at toyota.com/Camry.